Let's quickly summarize what we have done so far for this mobile reporting system project. We set the project to be started on July 1st, 2014. The current working calendar shows that we take Independence Day off on July 4th, 2014. In this project file, we have entered the complete work breakdown structure, including 3 levels of tasks. There are also 2 milestones being set up in this project. One is on an existing task, define the requirements. The other is a newly created item integration before integrate software and hardware. It shows 0 days because this is a milestone. We enter the durations for all the lowest level tasks, and the summary level task duration will be calculated automatically. We also enter predecessors for all the lowest level tasks. In the Gantt chart view, we also highlight the critical path in red. In the next step, we're going to set our resource pool for this project and also assign the resources to our tasks. If you have this view bar open up on the site, you can scroll down and switch to resource sheet. Or you can go up, use the drop-down button on the View tool and switch to Resource Sheet. On this resource sheet, we can enter all the resources that are available in our project, as well as some basic information about each of them. The first column here is resource name. You can enter a resource using the profession's name that usually represent a type of person. For example, software engineers, and if you click away, it shows the type as work, initials is S, and you can add a group name SWE for software engineers. And by default, the max column will show 100%. That means 1 full-time software engineer is available for this project. Of course, you can raise this number. In this case, if you have 3 software engineers, you can change it to 300%. Our next resource is hardware engineers. Type is work, initial H, group could be HWE. For this resource, if you have 1 full-time hardware engineer and also another who work part-time, like 50% of time in this project, you can make it 150%. Of course, if your software engineers are different among each other, like they have different specialties and they're available at different time, and they should be assigned to specific tasks separately. In that case, you can enter individual software engineer's name as the resource. You can say Mary. She's one of the software engineer, and for individual person, the max number have to be 100% for a full-time team member or less for a part-time team member. The next could be Tom. That's another full-time software engineer. If you know the hardware engineers who work half-time, you can enter his name as well. For example, Jack, who is a hardware engineer who work only half-time in this project. The next few columns here decides the pay rate, the cost per use for each of your resources. The default pay rate is $1 per hour. In most of the project, your full-time team member may be paid at a yearly salary. You can easily change it to a yearly salary rate. For example, your software engineers are paid $120,000 per year. You can click into this box and enter 120,000 slash Y, means per year. Your hardware engineers could be paid $110,000 per year. Click into it, 110,000 per year. If some of the resources are paid by hour, you can directly enter the number. For example, $60 per hour for Mary. And of course, those hourly paid person may have a different overtime paid rate. So for example, Mary get $90 per hour if she work over 8 hours per day. If you use any equipment, machines, or lab as resource, you can also enter, for example, a test equipment. You can have a hourly rate, for example, $200 per hour to use it. And for some equipment, you may have a one-time fee, no matter how long you need to use it. So let's say $500 cost per use. And the next column is accrue. As currently show prorated, which means we count the cost day by day. But if you have to pay all the cost up front or at the end of the work, you can switch to the other options. The last column, all the resources here are currently based on the standard calendar. That's the calendar we have set up beforehand. If you have a different calendar for certain resource, you can switch it to 24 hours, night shift, or some others. Alright, now we have seen all the possibilities to set up the resource pool for this project. Let's back to the mobile reporting system project and enter the real resources for it. We have design engineers, 2 full-time, and the pay rate is $125,000 per year. Software engineers, 3 full-times, and their pay rate are $120,000 per year. Hardware engineers, 3 of them full-time, and the pay rate is $110,000 per year. The marketing specialist, 2 of them full-time, and the pay rate is $90,000 per year. Purchasing agent, this person work half-time in our project, and the pay rate is counted by hour. The standard pay rate is $60 per hour, and the overtime pay rate is $90 per hour. We also have a test equipment used full-time for this project, and the standard rate is $1,000 per day /D for per day. We also have a one-time fee of $500 for using it. All the costs for test equipment are paid at the end of this project.